Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Heather. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids in our 11th year homeschooling, and I'm also the owner and author behind townsendhouse.com, where I help you implement systems and strategies in order to overcome the chaos and cultivate simplicity in your home and homeschool. Today, I'm going to be talking about the unique ways that we use Teaching Textbooks 4.0 on the go. I do want to thank the team at Teaching Textbooks for sponsoring this video. And if you have questions about anything that I talk about, please leave a comment or use my contact information. It is in the description box below. I would love to help you explore Teaching Textbooks further. So let's get started. If you have been watching any of my videos this past year, you will know that the fall was incredibly crazy for us. Both of my older 2 kids decided to participate in public school music programs, and because of that, we were out of the house a lot. We were back and forth to the public school pretty much every day, multiple times a day, and it was incredibly challenging trying to figure out how we could get all of our homeschool done while also being in the car so much. I really had to embrace car schooling, and it was challenging. But one thing that really worked for our car schooling this year has been Teaching Textbooks, and that is really good because in Teaching Textbooks 3.0, it was on the computer. It's great because it's taught on the computer. There's a lesson and you do everything on the computer. But if we're in the car and we have to be at a computer, that doesn't work. So one of the benefits of Teaching Textbooks 4.0 is that it is app-based, so you can use it on a tablet or a phone, and that makes things so much easier because you don't actually need the internet all the time while you're running the app. You only need to let it update occasionally to update the lessons and the grades for your individual student. So that is a big bonus, especially when you are sitting in a parking lot waiting for your child to come out of the public school while still wanting to accomplish some school things in the car. Now, we were using Teaching Textbooks 4.0 in probably a little bit of a different way for our car schooling. Yes, it is great that you are able to do it on the app and you can do everything right on the app. There's a scratch pad that you can use to figure out problems, etc. However, for us, I needed something a little bit different. And so what we ended up doing was Emma would watch her lesson first thing in the morning before we had to get in the car to bring Jack to the school for band. And then I would print out the lesson problems as well as the extra practice pages so that she could then do those in the car analog. It just works for us to do it that way. Emma likes to have the problems out in front of her on paper, and I think that it helps her really solidify the different concepts that she's dealing with in algebra, in geometry. Those types of things are important in the higher level maths, I think, to be able to see where you're making mistakes and have all of that work written out in front of you. This combination of digital and analog has been super helpful for her to really grasp all of the more complicated concepts that she's having to work through for high school math. Once she is finished working through the problems, which she's able to do while we're sitting in the car with her lesson printed out in a clipboard, is to then go back and enter all of the answers into the computer or into the phone if we are at school longer than normal, and then she can see where she has made a mistake if she's made a mistake, watch a hint to rework the problem if that is an option, and then move ahead. So it has been so wonderful to see her get more confidence in her math ability. My kids have always done really well with math, but as we've gone into the higher level high school math, it is a lot more challenging, and it's something that I want my kids to have confidence in. And this combination of the digital and analog that we are using with Teaching Textbooks 4.0 has given her so much confidence, and it's really been interesting to see. She moves almost quicker through the lesson because I'm not sure why. She just is able to get into that groove, watch the lesson, do her problems, enter them into the computer, and move on to the next thing. It's been a wonderful, wonderful subject for us this year, which was good because the fall was super challenging. And sometimes that can make it seem really hard on your homeschool. It can be a hard thing to work through, but to see her still continue to do well was encouraging to me. So teaching textbooks has been a win-win for us this year to see that we are still able to do math. She's able to utilize the online for watching the lesson and entering the answers and having it still be self-graded and getting the hints if she needs them. But she's also able to continue working on her math in a way that works best for her with pencil and paper while we are on the go. So the flexibility that teaching textbooks offers is great. I love that they have the extra practice problems so that if there is a lesson that she is struggling with, there are more problems that she can go through and not have to go to the next lesson feeling like she's not understanding something. We're able to take a step back and look at where she's having a struggle and work through that. That has been also incredibly helpful for us this year. Would we have figured out that a digital/analog approach works best for Emma if we weren't in the car every day? It's possible, but I think the fact that I really had to think outside of the box with math and with some of our other subjects this year, it really forced me to consider all of the different options with teaching textbooks and the fact that they are able to go through the lesson while still having the ability to print out the lesson and work through it on paper. It helped me to understand how Emma is learning best. And I always recommend that people make curriculum work for you and your individual student. That's the purpose of homeschooling. You are giving your child an individualized education. So you want to make sure that the things that you're using work well for your kid. And with our experience car schooling this year and being in the car as much as we have been, it did force me to think about things outside of the box. And I was so happy that teaching textbooks was able to give me that option that not every curriculum offers. When a curriculum is not flexible in the way that I am able to use it, that makes it harder for me because I definitely use curriculum the best way for my kids. And that may mean dropping some things, adding in some things, but with teaching textbooks, there are so many options. You can do it all on the computer. You can do it all on a tablet. You can do it in the car on the go. You can print out some lessons that you may need extra help with, or you can do it all online. I love that it's self-graded, and that is probably one of the biggest things for me is that it is self-graded and keeps a running tally of what your child's overall grade is for the year. You can look that up in the parent portal. There's so much extra information available. You can see all of your kids in one spot, which is nice. The fact that it does not have to be connected to the internet constantly has been another big win. Obviously, partly because we're in the car and, if we don't have Wi-Fi available, the Wi-Fi is really spotty in the parking lot at the school, unfortunately. Not having to have internet access has been really helpful as well. And I like that, you can go through several lessons without having to have internet access. You do need to have internet access in order to update the app and also to update your child's grades and their progress. But for general use, you do not need to have internet access constantly. And that has been a big help because when we were using Teaching Textbooks 3.0, sometimes there would be issues with servers or too many people would be using the program and it would kick us off, or there would be an update and it would take a long time and we wouldn't be able to continue moving through the program. But that has all been fixed with Teaching Textbooks 4.0, and we have not had any downtime for math this year, which is really helpful because that was one of the frustrations that we have had in the past, that they would miss a couple of days due to something and not be able to continue moving through their lessons. So So Teaching Textbooks 4.0, that app-based system, has been so great for us this year. So now that we are in the second semester, we are not in the car nearly as much as we were in the first semester, but we are still using teaching textbooks the same way that we were when we were doing car schooling. Emma still gets up and watches her lesson, and then I print out her lesson and problems and extra practice for the day, and she works through it and then goes to the computer and enters her answers. It has been so great to see how she is able to excel with math and have that confidence. And it was great for me to be able to understand how to use a curriculum best for my family. So I want to encourage you, if something is not working quite the way that you would like it, don't be afraid to look and see if there's a different way that you can use that curriculum. Teaching Textbooks 4.0 has so many different options. Like I said before, you can do it all on the app, you can do it all on the computer using the scratch pad to write out your work and enter your problems, or you can print out some things, or you can print out only when you may have issues with a specific concept or lesson. Then you only have to print out those extra practice problems once in a while. But for us, it has really worked wonderfully this year, and to have something that I feel so successful with when we had such a challenging first semester was really nice. It encouraged me because I knew that we were at least getting one thing done well, and that is always good, especially as a homeschooler. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions about teaching textbooks, please leave them in the comments, or you can always email me. My contact information is in the description box. I'll also have all of the information about Teaching Textbooks 4.0 in the description box, as well as my corresponding blog post, so that you can see more of how we use teaching textbooks in our home. Thank you again for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.